Yes, good evening. In fact, let's start the show with a little bit of this. Yes. And in today's show, we're going to be making a tune. Yes, that's correct. I don't know why I'm feeling a bit silly tonight. By the way, you would have noticed that I've only got light from this side. Let's make a tune. I've only got light from this side, and so I've got kind of a bit of shadow going on. But maybe that's cool. Maybe it's not. I do actually have a light I can put on the other side. Just a wall of light. So that was, in fact, that might be my title track or something. I put it on and I thought to myself, that's kind of cool. Obviously to have an intro track, right? So yeah, I'll get my mate Will to do maybe do some artwork for that or something like that. Something like that. So, as it says here, let's make a tune. And I managed to flip my pitch around so that when I do that, basically it's mirrored. I can point exactly up somewhere, and I know exactly what's going on. So that's kind of cool, isn't it? I actually did a live stream earlier on today, and Food Eaten was with me. And he gives me some descriptive words, and we threw a tune out there. It was kind of a bit of a hip-hop feel. A slow jam, I think the kids call it nowadays. Just going to get a drink. Tonight I am sporting a little bit of... that's my dog, by the way. Furiously itching one off in the background. Yes. So we're going to make a tune. And this fella here, basically, when somebody joins, I'll then ask some questions. In fact, I'll print the questions off. Print them. What am I talking about? In fact, it'd be really cool to have a button on my Stream Deck that just goes, boom, this question. That is something to work on, isn't it? So the questions are, what instrument do you want to hear? What tempo? From 60 to 170, and a descriptive word, and I use that descriptive word in order to search here with the shitloads of sounds that I have. And then basically I don't know what I'm getting. Like any sounds could come out, and sometimes they're really quite challenging to work with. And sometimes they're more traditional sounds, just like a nice keyboard piano sound. In fact, I feel like a bit of piano-ness tonight. Indeed I do. So this fella here, it's the Ableton Push 2. Am I dropping a shitload of streams? It's funny, I've set my stream. I've set it to output of 1,500 kilobits per second. I think it's kilobits per second and not kilobytes per second. And then on OBS at the bottom of here, it's going up to like 1,800 and whatnot, and I don't really understand why it does that. Maybe that is something for me to do some research with. Yes, maybe it is. So, without further ado, as I said, this is the push 2, and I use it to control the sounds that are in Ableton Live, which is this software here. And there are many, many fantastic pieces of software that you can use. I just happen to pick this one, and it does what I need, and that's it. Like, you get loads of different makes of hammers, and yeah, if it does the job, then what else do you need? Maybe that's my naivety coming through. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Yeah, so let's go over to controller view, which is over here. Controller view. This is controller. Right, I said I wanted to work with the piano, didn't I? So I'm going to add a track, sounds, and I'm just going to randomly pick a piano sound. Actually, that's not entirely true. I'm going to pick a piano sound that sounds like a real piano sound. I've been fucking around with loads and loads of synth sounds and whatnot. I want a good old piano. That sounds nice. This is Grand Piano Equal Bright Production. Yep. I wonder who comes up with all these names of all these different things. Scale. Locrian. Okay, fair enough. D. Locrian. We're at. I just basically hit some keys and played something, and now I've taken my fingers off. I've actually probably forgotten where to put them again. And then I thought of a tempo, and the tempo happens to be 89.7. So, and I'm going to record something. That is a lovely sounding piano. There's a good feel of dynamics going on there. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And there's obviously a loads of messing around that I can do, changing the sound and whatnot. I'm going to have more to drink. Cheers. Yeah, loads and loads that I can do. And there was a mistake. Or should we call it a note that I did not think I was going to play? And I'm going to keep that in there because when we start editing at this point, it just messes things up. So yeah, I don't do any, actually that's kind of a lie. When I'm on a live stream, I will tend to have a bit of quality control because people may be watching me, right? But when I'm throwing down these things myself, then I do not think about quality. Sometimes I'm in such a rush, I've got 5 minutes to throw an idea down, because since I started my project, I've been doing at least one a day. And it might be 5-10 minutes, but committing every day. Let's commit. So the next thing I think is going to be a bass. And what's coming to mind is something that does not go with a piano at all. Something that is really quite in your face. So let's browse some basses. That one. Let's go with that one. Because it's like, that can't make any sense. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go here and close that down. There's a few things I should set up on my Stream Deck. Yes. Right, I'm going to play around and then record something. Okay. I know I said I don't do much editing, but with low notes like that, you can't have them crossing over. And I thought it was a monophonic thing, where when I hit the next note, it will glide up to the other one. And that was not the case. I can probably set it to that, though. No, it says mono. Oh, maybe that's just not stereo, not actually saying monophonic. Unison positions. Okay, load of stuff that I don't know what it does. And at this point, I don't need to know. Just kind of messing around there. It is over the top, but at the moment, I'm just going to accept that. Right, so we're in Omnisphere. And let's go for a pulsing thing. Pulsating techno interlude. This one is. Right. Again, I'm going to play around and see what comes out. I'm just going to do one note there, I think. 1, 2. It's a bit of a blur. It is a bit of a blur. I will fully admit to that. I'm going to get rid of that because do we need that many parts? Don't know. And basically the piano part I think is going to be the melody. Now, drums. Let's randomly pick a drum kit. Not even looking. I'm not even looking. Not even looking. Look, what is it? Castle kit. Okay, let's do that. Yes, another sip. And I pressed the wrong button. That's quite funny. Didn't mean to press that button at all, but I'm going to accept that I pressed the button. Indeed I am. Cool. So now we have the parts and we're going to go back that way to laptop view. That was the wrong button. After that plays, I always need to make sure that's off. After that plays. Yeah, so intro off. Yep. Always need to make sure that's off. I'm wondering whether there's a way that when it's played once, it turns off. Arrange a view. So, that's kind of weird. It changes controller. It changes to arranger. Okay, some bloody weird stuff going on there. Right. Now, we have some loops that we just threw out and could have taken... Well, not could have, did take hardly any time at all. And they are, at the moment, they're just loops, isn't it? Just like made up things. It doesn't really mean anything because it just goes round and round. So this in Ableton, if you don't know, is arrangement view. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to record those loops into Ableton, into arrangement view. And then we can start cutting and pasting and moving things around. About. Now I can hear that something weird has happened. Oh, I may be dropping frames like a crazy thing. Yeah, that were. It was at the end. It was at the end, wasn't it? The end of a bar. So why? No, fella, I don't want that there. Must have played over. D'accord. French, innit? So, I'm going to highlight that, press Shift, left click my mouse if you're on the Mac. Move that over. Comme ça. That's also French, innit? And I'm pressing Command and left click to unhighlight that. And then I'm going to move that over. This represents the drums playing. And this fella here is the bass line. At the moment, it's drums coming in, then the bass, the Omnisphere synth, and this grand piano. but I want the drums, then I want the bass to come in. So I deselect that, and these are selected, so I'm going to move them along. And deselect that, move that along. Click here, Shift, click here, and then Command E, and what I've just done, I put a whole line down and Command E will split that. Then it's going to break down to the piano. So I'm selecting this, go up to here for the hand again, Shift, and again select, move that across, Command, click, deselects that, click both of those, move that across. You see how they're still white? Command, click, move that across. And then, like I did before, I click here so that line is there. And then I press Shift, click here so it makes a line that goes all the way through. Command E, and then we split it again. Now the drums are going to carry on, Omnisphere is going to carry on, and I'm just going to grab this, move that back. And I know where to move it back, because if you look where it says Omnisphere, there's little lines. And that's how long the loop is. So I'm wanting that, like however long that loop is, like we'll call it a phrase, something's gonna add. So when the drums and this Omnisphere synth are in, I want them together. And then when this loop starts again, which I'm not sure how many bars it is, I just made the loop and I move that across. And then the piano comes in, then the bass is going to come in. And then like I did before, click here to make that line, go to the bottom. It must be the same line, otherwise it's not going to work. Shift, left click, Command E. We split it again. And I clicked there, which highlights that. But I want to click this whole area behind. And because that split is there, I can Shift, left click, but it all gets highlighted, press delete, and it's gone. We have an arrangement. No idea what it sounds like, no idea if it's good or bad, but it's an arrangement, and we've made something to have an opinion about later. I'm not going to do any changing now. We're going to listen to it, but I'm not going to do any changing now, because when I listen back to it in a month or something, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I like that part, I don't like that part, what can I do with it? Or do I want to do anything with it? Or I just want to just leave it to rot. So, first, we're going to play this little fella again, and then we're going to listen to this track. So, little teaser. And we have the classic fade out. And I'm going to remember this time to close that so that when I come back to it, it doesn't play again. Auto close would be good. That's something to think about. It's quite an interesting effect I have here with that side of my face. Right, so yeah, let's have a listen to this track that I was going to say we have created, but that I've created, imagining that somebody is throwing random words at me and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to turn off my cam and my mic, and we're going to have a listen. And is my mic on? Yes, it is. Yeah. And there you have it. I like parts of that. Really like the piano part. It's kind of somber. Yeah, I don't know. There's quite a lot of emotions there. The bass part isn't working, but it's giving me an idea to have something in the background. Yeah, there's a lot of ideas flowing, and I may not have had those ideas had I not made that really, really quick arrangement. So, yeah, good times. So, if you watch the recording of this, and if you send me a message or something, I can add you to my emailing list. And when you join the emailing list, then you get basically some beats, some free beats that samples that sample packs that you can use. Yeah, I'm originally a drummer, so coming from a kind of drummer's perspective and making some beats that are free for you guys to use. Hope you have a really good evening, and I'll leave you with the taster video again. And yeah, have a good evening. Goodbye for now.